Welcome to Tax File. I am Lowry Bala Hassan. In this episode, we bring you tax news. Then, tax facts in the Do You Know segment. Then, we get to hear the public's opinion in the Vox Pop segment. We'll shed more light on your opinions in the Knowledge Zone. Hear experts' views in professional insights and respond to your questions in What's on the Net. But first, let's begin with the news. Now, the news. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, OAGF, have joined forces to ensure strict tax compliance across all ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government. This initiative aims to improve revenue generation and curb tax evasion by enforcing adherence to tax laws and regulations. FIRS Chairman Zach Adedeji emphasized that the move is part of broader efforts to enhance transparency and accountability in government operations. Ejura Etu Opanachi reports.
Under the new framework, MDAs will be required to provide regular tax documentation and ensure timely remittance of due taxes, including pay-as-you-earn payee and value-added tax VAT. The OAGF will monitor compliance, while the FIRS will conduct periodic audits to identify and penalize defaulting agencies.
We only assess, we collect, and we account. So there is need for both of us, most especially in anticipation of the commencement of Nigeria Revenue Service. So they are our backbone, and we also feed into them. So there is need for us in preparation for the implementation of the new law that we continue our collaboration that we've been doing before. So this is just a continuous exercise.
The need to understand that the component of VAT is not a component of the contract itself. Again, that is the payer, the government, that it has made advanced provision for this contract that are awarded. The VAT the government is to pay is this portion. So let the contractor or the vendor know that whatever we have given to you, we have assumed that the amount to be paid by government is already there, so that we safeguard the money for FRS.
Seamless process. Both agencies can actually automate their platforms. Like currently, the Accountant General have the GIFMix, so FRS has the tax payment platform.
When these taxes are deducted, it's very important that GIFMix also speaks back to tax payers and say, I have deducted X amount from this taxpayer.
The collaboration is expected to streamline tax collection processes and reduce revenue leakages in the public sector. Experts have lauded the initiative, stating that it will boost Nigeria's tax-to-GDP ratio and strengthen fiscal discipline. However, some stakeholders have raised concerns over potential bottlenecks in implementation. In response, the FIRS and OAGF assured that robust mechanisms will be put in place to ensure seamless enforcement. This move aligns with the federal government's agenda to diversify revenue sources and reduce reliance on oil earnings.
Meanwhile, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has renewed its partnership with the International Monetary Fund's IMF African Regional Technical Assistance Center in West Africa to modernize Nigeria's tax system. This collaboration aims to strengthen tax administration and align it with the country's economic reform agenda. Husseina Ibrahim reports.
The partnership is yielding tangible improvement in tax administration, including the integration of behavioral insights into taxpayer engagement strategies. The FIRS has also conducted a comprehensive analysis of the value-added tax VAT revenue gaps, which is informing ongoing policy reforms and compliance strategies to boost VAT collection. Additionally, the collaboration has focused on strengthening audit capacity, particularly in high-risk sectors such as finance and telecommunications. The FIRS has also advanced its digital project portfolio management, improving how reforms are prioritized, tracked, and delivered. The renewed partnership is expected to accelerate reforms, increase voluntary compliance, and contribute to inclusive economic growth. The FIRS believe that the sustained engagement with AfriTac West 2 and similar development partners will help build a modern, efficient, and citizen-focused tax authority. The partnership was reaffirmed during the AfriTac West 2 Steering Committee's 12th regional meeting and field visit to FIRS headquarters in Abuja.
In a strategic move to promote tax compliance and reward diligence among Nigeria's small business community, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, has awarded Raw Food and Beauty Research Limited, RFBRL, with a brand new car and a cash prize of 2 million naira. Ejura Etu Okmanachi again reports.
Representing the Executive Chairman of FIRS, Dr. Zach Adedeji, the Coordinating Director of Government and Medium Taxpayer Group, Dr. Dick Iri, emphasized that the award celebrates businesses that have consistently fulfilled their civic duties through timely registration, regular filing of VAT and corporate taxes, and prompt payment of tax obligations. Dr. Adedeji reaffirmed FIRS's dedication to empowering small businesses through education, advisory services, and simplified tax processes. He highlighted that businesses operating below taxable thresholds or in exempt sectors will not be overburdened, but instead encouraged to grow within a structured financial system.
This event this evening is an event to recognize micro and small, medium taxpayers, enterprises, and especially to recognize those who are complying in terms of registration, first and foremost, to bring themselves into the tax net so that we watch them as they grow from the nano or micro to small to medium and eventually become large taxpayers.
The winner of this award is just one, no competitor, Raw Food and Beauty Resources Limited. You can see a car key. Apart from the 2 million, the young man, for being compliant in tax payment, is also going home tonight with a car.
The winner was given a cash award of 2 million. But most importantly, he has a brand new car that the winner took away. The MSME that won the most compliant taxpayer went to compare with other MSME. The criteria was first and foremost the registration. You need to be registered and recognized, and your data come into the database. Thereafter, we also look at your filing, not in terms of amount that you pay, no, but in terms of filing. There are several taxes you are expected to file, maybe value-added tax, for example, which is monthly, then the company income tax, which is annual.
The annual MSME Award not only recognizes excellence in entrepreneurship, but also reflects the federal government's broader push to formalize the informal sector and boost economic resilience. The recognition came during the 7th edition of the National MSME Award held in Abuja as part of FIRS's ongoing campaign to encourage voluntary tax compliance and responsible financial practices among micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs.
Let's now join Mariam on the Vox Pop segment.
Hello and welcome to the segment. My name is Mariam Julie Adura. It's a wet day, but nevertheless, we are on the streets to find out what the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure Levy, NASENI, is and what its functions are. Come along with me. Hello, good day. We would want to find out today what the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure Levy is.
Okay, NASENI is a 0.25% levy imposed on companies with turnover of 100 million and above, and it is used in support of science and engineering infrastructures. This levy is imposed on companies such as maritime, aviation, telecommunications, basically big companies. Thank you.
Thank you. We want to find out what the NASENI levy is.
The NASENI levy, as provided by the Act, is 0.2% of profit before tax, and it's Federal Revenue Service that administers the tax for the organization. The levy is actually meant to build up homegrown science and engineering infrastructure to have Nigeria input into bringing up this technological development. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Please, what is the NASENI levy about? What is the levy and what is it used for?
The NASENI levy is a levy on companies engaged in 6 sectors of the economy: the banking, mobile telecommunication, ICT, aviation, maritime, and oil and gas. It is administered at 0.25% of profit before tax of companies that have 100 million naira turnover or more. And it is it is actually fashioned to develop homegrown technological and engineering development.
Okay. Today we want to find out what NASENI levy is.
NASENI is actually National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. It says 0.25% charge on profit before tax, and it is specifically for those companies with a turnover of 100 million and above. Such companies include banking sector, the aviation sector, the mobile telecoms, ICT, and the likes. And it took effect from 1st of January 2022.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Did you know the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI levy, is to be collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service and credited to the account of the NASENI agency? For more information, please visit www.firs.gov.ng.
Ashu Abe takes us on the Knowledge Zone.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Zone, where we give more insights to the conversation we had on the streets. I am your host, Ashu Abe. In this episode, we'll be talking about NASENI levy. What is NASENI levy? The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. This act was recently amended to impose a levy of 0.25% profits before tax of commercial companies and firms with turnover of 100 million in certain sectors, including banking, telecommunications, ICT, aviation, maritime, and oil and gas. The Finance Act of 2021 recently amended the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure (NASENI) Act and imposed a levy of 0.25 profits before tax of commercial companies and firms with turnover of over 100 million and above. This levy is to be collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service and credited to the account of the NASENI agency. Over to you, Lore.
And now to our Professional Insight segment.
My name is Arabiri Aderonke, and today we are focusing on something every Nigerian taxpayer should understand: the tax laws that govern us and the various taxes payable to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, better known as FIRS. Understanding your obligations under the law is the first step towards staying compliant and avoiding penalties. So, let's break it all down in plain, simple terms. Tax laws are the legal rules that guide how taxes are collected, who should pay them, how much they should pay, and what happens if they don't. In Nigeria, these laws are passed by the National Assembly and administered by bodies like the FIRS for federal taxes and State Board of Inland Revenue for state taxes. The main purpose of tax laws is to help the government raise money to fund national development. Things like roads, schools, healthcare, and public services. But beyond that, these laws also promote fairness, transparency, and economic stability. Some key tax laws administered by FIRS include: number 1, the Company Income Tax Act, CITA. This governs taxes on company profits. Personal Income Tax Act, PITA. Though largely managed by states, FIRS collects for certain categories. Value Added Tax Act, VAT Act. This applies to goods and services only. Then, Petroleum Profit Tax Act, PPTA, for oil and gas companies. The Stamp Duties Act. This covers transactions like legal documents, contracts, and share transfers. Then, the Capital Gains Tax Act. These are for profits made from selling assets. The Finance Act. This one is passed annually to update and adjust tax rules. Let's take a closer look at the major taxes that FIRS collects. Company Income Tax, CIT. This is a tax on the profits of registered companies in Nigeria. The rate generally is 30% for large companies, 20% for medium-sized firms, and 0% for small businesses with annual turnover below 25 million naira. For value-added tax, this is a consumption tax on goods and services. Capital Gains Tax, CGT. This is paid when you sell an asset like land, buildings, or shares and make a profit from it. The rate is 10% on the gain, not the total value. Stamp duties. Stamp duties applies to certain written documents such as tenancy agreements, share certificates, and loan documents. The rates vary based on the type of document, so it's not fixed. Petroleum Profit Tax, PPT. This particular one is specific to oil-producing companies. The rate can go as high as 85% depending on the production arrangement. Tertiary Education Tax, TET. This is paid by companies and used to support Nigerian tertiary institutions. The rate is 2.5% of accessible profits. National Information Technology Development Levy, NITDL. This is paid by companies in sectors like banking, telecoms, insurance, and oil and gas. The rate is 1% of profits before tax. Whether you are a business owner, freelancer, landlord, or an employee, your tax obligations depend on your income level, your business type, and registration status. Registered companies must file annual CIT returns and monthly VAT returns. Employers must deduct and remit pay-as-you-earn payee on behalf of employees, even though FIRS handles it only for those in the armed forces, foreign missions, and FCT residents. Self-employed individuals and professionals may need to pay income tax and register for VAT if their annual turnover is 25 million or more. Investors may be liable for capital gains tax if they sell shares or property at a profit. Ignorance is not an excuse. Whether you are just starting out or running an established company, compliance with the law is not optional. Each tax type comes with its own timeline. Missing deadlines can lead to interest, penalties, or even enforcement actions. CIT file annual returns within 6 months after your accounting year ends. VAT file monthly by the 21st of the following month. Withholding tax also filed monthly. Stamp duty is paid at the point of executing a document, while CGT and TET follow timelines for annual company returns. However, you can pay online through the FIRS Tax Pro Max portal or at approved banks. Filing is also done electronically. Number 1, know the law. Stay informed about which taxes apply to you. Number 2, register properly. Make sure you have a valid tax identification number, TIN. Number 3, keep good records. Organized accounts help you file accurate returns. File and pay on time. Avoid penalties by respecting deadlines. Ask questions. FIRS offers support via its contact centers and websites. That is it for today's episode on tax laws and taxes payable to FIRS. Knowing your obligation is more than a legal requirement, it is a civic duty. Whether you are running a small enterprise or a large corporation, understanding how the system works helps you avoid trouble and contribute your fair share to Nigeria's development. For more details, visit www.firs.gov.ng or contact the FIRS help desk via customercare@firs.gov.ng or call the FIRS call center on 020-94-602-700. FIRS contact center again, 020-94-602-700. Once again, my name is Arabini Adironke.
Over now to Swateku for what's on the net.
Good day and welcome to What's on the Net. And Mr. Banks is asking, does it address the excess tax on importation? And Mr. Banks, while Nigeria's new tax reform doesn't outrightly eliminate high import taxes, they bring temporary relief. The government has suspended duties on key food items like maize, rice, wheat, and cowpeas for 150 days to combat food inflation and make essentials more affordable. Import duty rates still range between 5% to 35%, and a new 0.5% tax applies to goods from outside Africa to support Nigeria's global obligations. At Clinton is asking, this individual site is not allowing for the registration. What is going on in your website? At Clinton, for now, individuals can only get registered with Joint Tax Board, pending when the individual site registration on Tax Pro Max is launched. So to get yourself registered, kindly use this JTB link for self-registration, tin.jtb.gov.ng.
Thank you, Swats, for that segment. That's it for today on Tax File. I hope you learned something new. Join us on social media to share your thoughts. I am Lauri Bala Hassan. Stay compliant and keep watching Tax File. FIRS, simplifying tax, maximizing revenue.